Here we're going to be taking a look at the Woody's Roundup Jessie the Yodeling Cowgirl action figure. Been in a Toy Story mood with part 5 coming out this week and just rewatching the previous films. So I figured, you know what, let me add to my Toy Story collection because I do have some of the other characters and Jessie would complement those very nicely. And with her seemingly being the main character of part 5, now is as good a time as ever to add her to the collection. So you see this figure, I mean, it's a tall figure with how tall it is. She is actually standing up and how big the box is. I got this over at Disneyland, over at Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters, the merchandise store they have there. Which, man, if you want some Toy Story merchandise, oh, it's a beautiful store with all the characters, the colors, it's all the different various things when it has to figures, shirts, other things like that. It's a beautiful looking store. And you have Jessie, the Yodeling Cowgirl, talking action figure. That's the interesting thing, calling it an action figure, because Jessie in the movies isn't really a traditional action figure. Her and Woody are more like rag dolls. But if you actually feel this figure, it is on the kind of stiffer side when it comes to not being an actual rag doll. So maybe that helps as far as like posability and her maybe hopefully being able to stand by herself, as a traditional rag doll would not be able to just stand without any kind of support. But you see, again, I have to zoom the camera back to get the whole box on camera, but see, it's a great representation of Jessie from the films with the head sculpt, the hair, the yarn type hair. She's got her hat. It's just not wearing it right now. It's behind her. Otherwise it wouldn't fit. But yeah, it's a great looking thing. This isn't one specifically for Toy Story 5. Otherwise she would have the Woody's sheriff badge that she got at the end of part 4. So she doesn't have that, but you know, Jessie is still Jessie. And I'm sure they'll come up with another version eventually that does have that accessory. Again, I got this to complement some of the other Toy Story figures that I do have. To showcase off. Of course, you got Woody. I got this years ago. It was around like right after like Toy Story 4 or something like that. This one is more of a traditional ragdoll in terms of how it feels, but more on that later. And then of course, his best buddy, Buzz Lightyear. So to have Jessie to complement that big 3, that'll be a nice looking display right there. But we'll go more into those comparisons a little bit. It's a very nice looking box done in the Woody's Roundup type aesthetic that show that we saw she's from when she's introduced in Toy Story 2. So the logo up there, you got the nice lasso type frame around her. Jessie, the Yodeling Cowgirl talking action figure. So again, labeling it as an action figure, not just a regular rag doll. You see this feature right here, toy detector, where I guess she or some of the other guys like Woody or Buzz will actually say phrases if they're near each other. That's a nice kind of feature right there. We'll see if that's true, if these two actual Woody and Buzz figures are actually the correct ones that go along with that. So you have that. Turn it to this side, got kind of a old style cowboy saloon right there. And then you see a full picture of the actual figure with Jessie. Again, it's a nice representation of the character. Not completely perfect, but to be honest, neither are Woody and Buzz. There's still a lot of work they can do in terms of making them completely accurate. And you can even get a nice preview of the talking feature where on the back you can pull her pull string. If I can get it out, it's kind of an awkward angle. Let's see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Especially with one hand that I've got right now. Come on. There we go. There you go. So you heard that. Okay, cowfolk, let's ride. And again, that toy detection feature, that is really nice. But to be honest, I'm not even sure if the Woody and Buzz that I have are in line with that figure. They might be different. You might have had to get one of the recent ones. But whatever. Overall, cool box, cool display. But now we got to go ahead and get her open. I do in most cases like to preserve the box. It's a nice looking box, but the way she's kind of strapped in there, that's going to be real tough. The first step is going to be to get this top part open. So like some of your typical Marvel Legends figures or whatever, you got the tape that's on the back right here. We'll take that out and then we'll see how hard the rest is. Again, I do not think this is going to be a easy one to get out of its packaging. All right, so we got that, and then maybe, Okay, maybe it's not that bad. So we just gotta, her head's kind of in the way. There we go. Jesus Christ, get out of there. All right. Again, very tall figure, so it's going to be tough to get all of it in one frame. But you see, you got Jessie. Again, her head is huge. Oh my! I didn't realize it was that big. Oh my goodness! So that's why they have to display it like that. So in terms of what's strapping her in right now, she's got, what are these? Are these normal twist ties? Well, we'll just try cutting these up, and hopefully that does it. I'll see, these are like really, really short, so it's going to be tough. How are we going to do this? She's got nothing on her arms right here. I guess we can, oh, duh. We'll just do it from this angle. Just cut these up right here. So we got that. And then she's got on her legs. Bottom by the boots. Anything else? Yeah, the arms. And we are already ruining the box. Oh well. Then what else? It's got one by her hat. And then by her neck. So they really tied her down as if she was gonna just walk up and leave the store. That'd be ridiculous, right? And then, oh Jesus, what else? The hat also has got something on it. How are we gonna get this out? Jesus, all right. I gotta be careful because I don't want to actually cut her hair. Got it. Oh my. Yeah, this is really strapped on there. This isn't a twist tie. This is like an actual kind of wire or something like that. I don't know why they went so heavy duty on that. Just makes it really annoying just to get this thing out. All right. We have to get one big cut. 3, 2, 1. Again, I do not want to mess up the hair. Oh boy. Let's just pull this whole thing out then. All right. Well, we got the hat out. Oh, look at the hat. It's got a nice. It's actually got like a plug to actually stay on. Otherwise, I guess it would have a tough time staying on her head. So we got the hat out. Just got to get her out of this this plastic covering thing. But this wire is really stuck on there. Holy crap! They ain't messing around on this one. I guess you could just try untwisting it and see if that works. Yep. Because it's a heavy-duty wire as far as getting it out. Jesus, it's gonna be like half the video just getting this damn figure out. My goodness. All right, we got it. Holy crap. And we actually did minimal damage to the display back here, so that's good. There we go. Just take this wire out of here. Again, it's as if she actually was gonna get up and leave. Oh my goodness. But there we go. We got Jessie, the yodeling cowgirl, out of her box. Let's get her hat on. So that's interesting. So I wasn't expecting this. So you see this like little mini plug right here that you can stick into her head. That'll keep the hat on better, I guess. So, but there's not really an obvious hole to stick in her. Oh, there it is. Never really thought about this in the movies. So you spread that out and she's actually got like a red base back here. So you take that and then I'm guessing you want to put it in this way. Oh, Jesus. Come on. You can stick it in like that. And that does look really good. Oh, that's fantastic, obviously, actually. So they did a really good job with that. And that's nice because that'll keep it nice and snug in there. And just the actual figure itself, I mean, we can get a good angle of it. It's a tall figure, so it's going to be tough to get it all in one frame. But that looks fantastic. That head sculpt, much better than that Woody figure that I showed off a little bit earlier. This one just looks much more accurate, much more pleasant head sculpt, and just, again, representing Jessie it looks really, really damn good as far as just the accuracy, the feel, the look, the proportions. That's good stuff right there. See, it's got all the things you would want. Obviously, her hat, beautiful head full of yarn full of head, as Buzz said at the end of Toy Story 2. Face sculpt is really good. Obviously, her signature cowboy outfit. Got the nice cow skins down here. This one's a little wrinkled down here. Never really thought about how these work, but yeah, so it's a regular jeans, but then you see how it's kind of flapping right there. That's okay, but it's kind of draped over her. Well, actually, I don't know how accurate that is as far as should her actual boots be showing or not, but whatever. It still looks really good. Turn it to the back. It's sort of a solid view right here. I don't really like how floppy this tag is right here. I might need to get rid of that one. That doesn't look too good. But it's nice. Thing I haven't really talked about is, like I said earlier, this is not a typical rag doll. Okay, this is actually a lot stiffer as far as these, like how it is, which that helps as far as if this was a rag doll, this arm would just be flopping down right here. But it actually, you see how I can like actually pose it and it can kind of stay up just like that. I think that's just for better posability. Otherwise, you know, with these rag dolls, they're not really going to be able to do much of anything. You can't get them to stand up or anything like that. So that's the real test as far as seeing, you know, this is great in the arms, but can it actually like stand up? Let's take a look. I think it's still going to be tough with the nature of this figure, but it's got a better chance than your typical rag doll. So let's see. It's still going to be pretty tough as far as balancing it right. And then the head, that's going to be tough as well. Let's see, we got it. Might need to angle the boots out a little bit. All right, Jessie, can you stand? Can she stand by herself? It's really tough because this thing, if I let it back, it's just going to keep falling back. So I think it does need some kind of like real support to go with it. But I mean, that's still pretty good.
A few minutes later.
So I did my best to fiddle with this, and even though it is way stiffer than your average rag doll, it's really tough to get it to stand by itself. It might be because the hat is, you know, a little on the heavy side, so maybe if I took the hat off, it's got a better chance as far as standing up. And even then, now it's tipping forward, so... oh, did I get... Oh, almost got it. Almost got it. Come on, stand up. Hey, and there we go. We got it. Even then, it's kind of angled towards the back, but without the hat on, I think it's got a more stable positioning. So you see, it can actually stand up, unlike a typical rag doll. So that's a good feature right there. Again, I don't think you really want to display her without her signature hat, but that's a good thing about this being a much thicker figure, is getting it to be able to stand properly. Let's put her hat back on. To my knowledge, in the Toy Story movies, the ones we've seen so far, or where she's been in them, 2, 3, and 4, I don't think you ever really see her without her hat, unless I'm missing like an obvious scene, so that's good. So here she is with her hat. Her only besides the solid posability for a ragdoll figure, you know, the only figure like what is it called? Action that she can do like Woody is her ragdoll, or is her pull string feature, which you see on the back. In the movies, you actually that actually something I just thought of. You never really see her use any of her pull string figure, if she even has one. I mean, they never really showed in the movie. I assume she has one. But yeah, we've never heard any of her action phrases. Maybe we'll finally hear some in the movie. We heard one of them when I was showcasing that figure in the box. But let's see if we can hear. Apparently there's 12 of them, so we'll go through all of them right now. Here, 3, 2, 1. Her signature yodel. I'm not sure if that's the actual voice actress that does her in the movie, but it's good enough. So there's her signature yeehaw. They better have one of her Yodelayheehoos that she does. Ask for the devil and you shall receive. So there's her Yodelayheehoo. Again, it does sound like it's her from the movie, so even if it's not the actual actress, they at least got a good replacement. They better have a bullseye quote in there.
The number two cowpoke in the whole Wild West.
Very nice.
Well, howdy. Glad to meet ya. I sure hit the jackpot with a friend like you. You're one of my very best friends in the whole wide world.
I think we've gone through like 8 quotes or something, so there should be only a few more left.
Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln.
That was from Toy Story 2.
That pony's up.
Toy Story 2 as well, when Buzz gets a little stiffy from seeing her do the flip through to the door.
Woo-hoo!
All right.
This here cowgirl always finds a way.
Once we get to the yeehaw, we've circled through all of them.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be friends forever.
All right.
Okay, cowpoke, let's ride.
All right.
Yeehaw!
And there you go. I probably should have done an official count, but that was around 12, maybe even 13, but around that range. But yeah, but that's actually really interesting. How we've never seen her to my knowledge, any of the quotes from her pull string figure, so pull string features. So maybe they'll finally do that in Toy Story 5. But lots of good phrases, stuff that you would hear, that you heard from her in Part 2 and Part 3. She didn't really have much to do in Part 4. But that's nice. So there you go, with showcasing her pull string type feature. Now for some size comparisons. Now, even though she's got an okay time standing without the hat, to get her to stand properly with the hat, at least right now, I had to put like a weight behind her. But again, it's a lot better than your typical rag doll. And speaking of your typical rag doll, we'll showcase her off first with this particular Woody figure. This one, and again, these are tall figures. I got this Woody years ago now. It's right after like Toy Story 4. And you see, I think this Jessie is a much better representation of the movie than this Woody. This Woody has just got such a not so great head sculpt. I think the proportions are a little off as far as the head not being tall enough, the main body being a little too long, these arms being a little too thick. I just don't think this looks all that good. Whereas this Jessie looks fantastic. I think they've done some updated Woody. Yeah, they do have an updated Woody that I did see at the Astro Blaster store, and it looks much better than this. Unfortunately, they've never been able to do a Woody that's just completely accurate to his normal, not alive form that you see him in the movie, where it's the closed off smile, the really red rosy cheeks. Like, they just haven't really done it right. This Woody's got some of the pull string feature also. You can hear some of that. You hear that. Although the sound system on the Jessie one is definitely better. Classic phrases. What is that, 4? All right, we'll go through all of them then. So I think we got the first snake in my boot. This is like the 5th one now. 5. Oh, never mind. I think we already heard that one. So he's only got about 6 or 7 phrases like that. Oops. There you go. But he's got his main phrases from the movie. But this one is an actual rag doll. You see, like, unlike this Jessie, if I try to put these hands up, they're just going to come flopping down. That is more accurate to the actual movie, where Woody is an actual rag doll, meaning that, if you try to place him, he's not going to be able to stand up. He's just going to fall down. But I think they did that with this Jessie, and I'm guessing the other new Woody they have over there, so that they can have better posability and stand up instead of just like flopping all over the place, which is better. But again, this Jessie is way better than this Woody. As far as the actual size goes, at first I thought that this wasn't going to be a good size comparison, because I thought this Woody was probably a little too small compared to this Jessie. but it's actually better than I thought it would be. As far as, Jessie is definitely shorter than Woody. Woody's got kind of the longer head, so that helps out. But as far as this goes, this actually doesn't look too bad. I just wish this Woody figure, or Woody doll, I guess, not really a figure, was a lot better. It's could use a lot of work, but that's why they've done the updated versions. Then we'll do our other one, Jessie and her space boyfriend, Buzz Lightyear. This Buzz Lightyear I got around, it was after Toy Story 4 as well, later that year. And this Buzz is a way better figure than that Woody, as far as just being more fun, more accurate to the movie. Not completely though, again, like the Woody, the head sculpt's fine. It's just that in the actual Buzz's normal kind of appearance, it's not this kind of closed half eye kind of look where it's just more open. The face is a different color also, more of a tan as opposed to this kind of light pinkish. But whatever, the figure itself is still really good. It's got all the features you want from a Buzz Lightyear figure, as far as it's got the wings. So again, that was really funny at the end of Toy Story 2 where Jessie made him get a stiffy in toy form, I'll put it that way. So you have that, you can fold back in. And then he's got a whole lot of phrases also.
The slingshot maneuver is all we've got. Full speed ahead.
You heard that one from Toy Story 4.
This planet is toxic. Closing helmet to conserve oxygen.
More Toy Story 4 quotes.
Scanning perimeter. Laser at full power. Approaching destination. Re-engaging gravity.
Toy Story 2.
Area secure.
Toy Story 2 as well, I think.
Buzz Lightyear at your service. Everyone take cover. To infinity and beyond.
Gotta have that one.
It's a secret mission in uncharted space. Let's go.
Which one is that from? That's from Toy Story 1, where he's hearing the commercial.
No time to explain. Attack.
That's from Toy Story 4.
The slingshot maneuver is all we've got.
And that's all of them. They had to make a lot of quotes from all the new ones we heard in Toy Story 4. So yeah, that feature. This one's got karate chop action that we saw in part 1, where this hand has to be up. You press the button on the back and go like that. We already showed off the wings. Is there anything else I'm missing? It's got the wrist communicator. Oh, and of course, his laser attack on his karate chop arm. So you can't get this arm to stay like this, but you can go like this and then press the laser button. A very dangerous laser, aka a light bulb. So that's very cool. I do wish, something I would wish for all these Buzz figures is if the helmet, you press the button and it'll fold back. It won't fold back in if you press the button. You have to do it like this. I wish they had a way to make it so that this could completely go back so you can get his kind of, I guess different looks, if you will, when he's got the full helmet, and then a lot of the times in the sequels where he's not wearing the full helmet after he has his toy awakening. So I wish they would find some kind of way to do that, or maybe that you can just detach the whole thing so you could get that full look. Otherwise, this halfway look doesn't really do it for me. So you're better off just having it fully like that. But again, in the sequels, most of the time we see him without the helmet, but the full way, not this halfway thing. But whatever. As far as the comparison goes between the two, Jessie is a lot taller than Buzz because she's made to scale with Woody. But this comparison, again, it's kind of tough to get. It's still kind of tough to get Jessie to stand. But even kind of lean back, you see that she is a lot taller than Buzz. This Buzz should stand better than it is right now. Hold up. We have Jessie right here. Because unlike Woody and Jessie, Buzz can stand just fine. So have him like this. There we go. Well, that's the problem.
This planet is toxic. Closing helmet to conserve oxygen.
Stay. Okay. So we have that. Again, the Jessie still doesn't stand perfectly. But even lean back, you see that she is a lot taller than Buzz. Noticeably taller, but that's accurate to how the movie depicts it. Because Jessie scales more like Woody, who is a lot taller than Buzz. But that's a really nice comparison. A very, very kind of cute couple, if we will, with all the scenes, the romantic scenes they have together in Toy Story 3. Actually, that's something I didn't show off. So this Buzz, if you go to the bottom of the foot, it's labeled Bonnie. So this is post Toy Story 3 right here. And then this, the Woody, oh Jesus, stand up. This thing can stand up. There we go. And then this Woody, take another boot. This is Andy. And it's weird because I got these both came out right after Toy Story 4, and by that time he had the Bonnie thing on his boot, but I guess the Andy one is just more iconic, so they kept that one. I have not checked to see which one they have for Jessie right here. I'm assuming it's gonna be Bonnie, especially since this is a newer figure. Let's take a look and see. Oh, and no, this one is Andy as well. We saw her get that at the end of Toy Story 2. That's really weird how this is a newer figure, yet they went with the Bonnie thing for him. So that lets you know this is definitely not a Toy Story 5 made figure right here, but it's still good. No one's really looking under the boot anyway. But it is really weird that they would do that for Buzz and not for, especially since for Buzz, I don't think you even ever saw the name Bonnie under his boot, but you saw Woody's clearly at the beginning of Toy Story 4. So there's that one, and then just one last shot and showcase the big three all next to each other. As far as ranking these ones, this Jessie is way better as far as just kind of accuracy. This Buzz would be perfect if the head color was a bit better and the eyelids were open. This Woody, it might be time to say so long, partner. This could be a lot better. This just is a really sore, this is just really bad looking compared to the other ones. And unfortunately with this one, the badge will not come off very easily. It's really pinned in there, so you can't even take that off and give it to her. So that's why they'll probably do another version of this one more in line with Toy Story 5. So overall, I think this Jessie figure is actually really good. I love the choice that they made as far as not making it, just like a traditional rag doll, which would mean it doesn't have a whole lot of posability or have a chance of like actual standing up by itself. Now it still has a tough time doing it. I think a big problem is that these boots can't really angle outwards too well, so that doesn't really give her the correct balance she should have. But whatever, it's a lot better than a traditional rag doll, and this feels really good. But more importantly, what I cared about is just a better head sculpt and representation of the movie. I mean, this head sculpt again is way better than the one they did for Buzz, and especially Woody. As far as being accurate to the movie, it's great. It's got 12 phrases that we never even saw from her pull string feature in any of the movies, as far as I know. So that's really good as well. It's great representation of Jessie, and yeah, why wouldn't you want this with Toy Story 5 coming up? Especially if you have Woody and Buzz already to add to your, at least for myself, to add to my Toy Story collection. As far as having the big three from the Toy Story films. So yeah, it's a nice addition, nice display, and I think they did a really good job with what could have been just a normal, see, I thought I got it to, did I get it to stand? Oh wow, it took to the very end, but I got it to stand with the freaking support in the back. So there you go. So it is possible to get her to stand without any kind of support. So again, I need to get that Woody, the new Woody they have, to have a proper display just like that. So yeah, overall this is a very good representation of Jessie. I'm glad I got it. So that'll do it for this showcase of Jessie the Yodeling Cowgirl action figure. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.